welcome into Hell Frozen Over. I'm Allyson Cummings alongside Assistant Captain Danny McAuliffe, or Captain America. I'm sure you've heard that one a lot now.
Yeah.
So how was Italy, by the way?
It was great. It was an all-around great experience. So I was very fortunate to be a part of it.
All right, well, really cool. We're doing a senior recap now of Arizona State. You're going to be graduating. So I guess the very first question is, how did you find out about Arizona State? I mean, you're an Arizona native. Did that have any play into you coming here?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, I was kind of weighing out my options, and when it was all said and done, it just made more sense to come home. And I was actually enrolled to go to U of A to be a Wildcat, and probably about 3 weeks before school was to start, Coach Powers gave me a ring and kind of convinced me. You know, he's a good speaker, so it didn't take long for him to convince me to come here, and it's probably the best decision I've made.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how close were you to going to U of A?
9.5. I mean, I had my classes and everything, so I was real close to wearing the red and blue, but I'm glad I'm in the maroon and gold for sure.
And does Captain Canada know about this?
You know what, I don't know if he does. I hope not, so let's keep it on the DL.
Okay, so everyone keep it on the DL.
Yeah,
I mean, he was always going to come to Arizona State. But what were your expectations coming down here? I mean, you're playing for the Express in Massachusetts. What were you expecting?
To be honest, I've seen some ASU games in the past when I was younger, and I think a lot of guys, I don't think a lot of guys expect high level of hockey coming into club hockey, but I was definitely taken back. It's a great league, it's great competitiveness, and I was definitely blown away by the skill level.
And hockey in the desert too is kind of a shock for most people. They don't normally associate hockey to playing here, but how did the program grow over time since you've been here?
It's just taken work from a lot of different people. You know, obviously Greg and Mr. Lind and just a bunch of people have worked really hard over the past few years to make this a really credible organization. I'm thankful that they did it at the time that I'm here so I can be a part of it, but it's definitely grown and it's only going to continue to grow.
And you've had a lot of moments here at Arizona State. I mean, what would you say your favorite moment was? I mean, just recapping a couple, you had that overtime win against Williston State this season, but do you have a favorite moment?
That's tough. Obviously the Penn State win always will have a little spot in my heart. But there are so many great wins, so many great victories, overtime, shootouts, so it's hard just to put my finger on one of them.
And you guys have really made your mark. This year especially, you're aligned with Cale Dwinski and Liam Norris. I mean, atop of the ACHA, you guys are doing really well. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing together now for almost 2 years, so obviously we've built some pretty great chemistry. Those guys are great hockey players. Obviously, Cale can put the puck in the net, and Liam's probably the best playmaker I've ever played with, so they make it really easy. And chemistry's been good, so hopefully we can carry that into nationals and really make an impact.
And you've earned the assistant captain letter here. What does that mean to you?
It's great. I mean, obviously, I want to lead. I've been here 4 years now. It was nice to wear the letter last year. It's just, showing the new guys coming in, how it's done, how to be professional, how to work hard every day, and it's an honor that I get to wear the letter.
And you mentioned earlier Ken Lind and Coach Powers completely turning the program around. What do those guys mean to you?
Like I said before, Coach Powers obviously is the one that convinced me to come here. He's been there through every step of the way in my 4 years. On the ice, off the ice, he's been there for me, so it's been really great to have him. And obviously Ken, he's behind the scenes, so he doesn't get a lot of recognition, but he's just as part of it as anyone else, and has really boosted this organization where it is today.
Okay, so now we're going to play a little bit of a game. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. You're going to give me an answer from a teammate you played with at some point during Arizona State.
Okay.
So the first question is, who is the most hilarious guy you've played with while you've been here?
Oh gosh, that one's tough. Funny guy. Cale makes me laugh every day just because he's Cale, but even my freshman year we had guys like Mark Chadwick and Mike Renato. Those guys seem to put a smile on everyone's faces every day, just the things that they were doing. So I would probably say go with Mark Chadwick.
All right, and what about the clutch factor, the one coming through clutch all the time?
Gosh, that one's another tough one. We have so many good guys on this team. Just off the top of my head, I got to go with my line mate, Cale. He's obviously scored so many big goals, and I've been lucky to be a part of it, so we'll go with Cale.
All right, how about the toughest player?
The toughest player? We'll go with the ball of muscle, Corey Chisholm, just because he's a ball of muscle. He's a tough kid.
All right, and now how about the most serious? Serious all the time. Maybe not all the time, but the most serious.
Most serious? Gosh, these are tough questions.
You only have one more after this.
Okay, good, because I'm sweating already thinking about this. Most serious, we'll go with the dirty Preckle, because he might not be serious at heart, but he always looks pretty serious in the locker room. So.
All right, and how about misunderstood? Someone who might come off like the media. We call Ryan Ostertag the media darling. So,
Okay.
yeah, so how about the person that comes off one win is actually completely crazy?
We'll go with Ribs on that one. I think when Ribs first came in, we were all kind of curious as to what was going on in his head, but now that we got to know him, he's hilarious and he's completely opposite of how we originally thought he was going to be. So number 8 for that one.
All right, and to sum it all up, what has your ASU experience been for you, to sum it all up?
Very rewarding. It's just been a great experience being close to home, living in the desert, living in this climate, and obviously being a top contending team every year. So just been a great experience overall.
And what's next for you?
It's tough. It's in the making right now. I think it comes down to after graduation, I'm going to try and play. I'd like to maybe play overseas somewhere for a few years. If that doesn't work out, then obviously it's just jumping into the real world, but I'd like to continue playing hockey for a few more years for sure.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
For Danny McAuliffe, I'm Allyson Cummings. Thanks for watching Hell Frozen Over.